Okay. Here we go, Kevin. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
To anyone who's watching this live, thank you so much for holding up and just the patience and just like waiting. Just genuinely thank you all so much. It's just it's been an interesting evening, I will say. The
Very much.
reaction, yeah, the reaction video I did is uploaded. It is just processing still, so we'll be waiting for that. I'll keep an eye on that. But yeah,
I've been told the thumbnail's very funny, so
the,
I'm excited to look at that.
the thumbnail is hilarious. And so we have 20 people watching right now. Oh my god,
And they're
guys!
all from yours.
Wow, we have 40. What the?
Oh wow. Okay. All
Wow,
right.
I've never had this many people watch a
Wow.
live stream of
Hello,
mine.
everybody.
Wow, thank you all. Thank you all so
57.
much.
Okay, let's go.
Wow, thank you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we should just get right into it then. No rambling.
Yeah, I think so.
This is gonna be challenging for us. How do we not ramble in this? Okay, we got to keep the attention.
I don't think it's possible. Like, we can try, but like, let's be honest with ourselves. We're probably gonna start doing it like in 2 minutes.
That's true. That's a really good point. Hello to everybody here in the chat. Hi everybody. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. So let's get into this, I guess. Hello everybody. Welcome to our live stream discussion of the Weeknd São Paulo concert and live stream. Oh my goodness. Honestly, I'm gonna let you go first. Honestly, Kevin, okay. We're not gonna waste any time really explaining anything. Everybody here knows we love Abel, we love the Weeknd.
Oh yeah,
this is an extremely anticipated event for everybody here in XO. Kevin, what did you think?
I thought this was really cool, really good stuff. I was really interested to see what this was going to be, considering that this isn't the same type of thing that he's been doing with like After Hours Till Dawn. So I was excited to see like how different it was going to be, the different aesthetics he incorporated and things like that, but also how he intertwined like all the new songs. And I thought he did it pretty perfectly. I loved the production design right off the bat. Like, I thought that just the look and feel of it all, very like steampunk and things like that, I thought it worked really well. It was kind of similar to what he did with After Hours Till Dawn, but it had its own sort of feel to it, and I really enjoyed that. I liked the way he incorporated the old and the new. I thought all that worked really well. There was one song he did, I don't really know if it fit, and we'll talk about that. But other than that, I mean, it was really, really good stuff. And honestly, I thought it was very unpredictable in terms of like what songs he ended up doing. Like, there were some that he did where I was like, that is not what I expect him to do. And then he did, and I was oh my God.
Yeah, there's one song.
Artist to Love? Like,
that was insane. We'll get to that definitely. In terms of the new songs, to jump right ahead, the one that was the most like crazy to me was, I don't know the full title. It was called Dancing in the, what was it called?
Dancing in the Dark, I think.
What was it called? Dancing in the Dark?
I have the
Yeah, look it up.
Also, shout out to setlist.fm. If you
guys that is a great website.
All the songs that they did, like if you want, because I was trying to follow along just because I was like, a lot of the time when you watch a concert, it's like very seamless transitions, and it's like hard to tell, like especially when you don't know the song, like is it the same song and things like that. Are we pulling a Billie Eilish and this is the same song and we don't know? But yeah, so if you
there's some people who are saying it's Dancing in the Flames. Thank you to Griffin, Lily, and Crispy. Thank you all so much. Nice. Also, hello to everybody here who has joined since I have not said hi to yet. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Yes, if you go on the website, they have all the songs on there. So I would highly encourage you to do so. If you're like, oh, what's that song he played that I'm not sure of? It's right there.
I will do that. Yes. Yeah, no. So that song, I was not expecting him to make a song that sounds like that. That song sounds a lot to me like, I can never pronounce their name correctly. It's like Churches or Trevor's. I forgot how to pronounce it. What they're called.
I think it's Churches.
Yeah. Their song they did for Death Stranding, like the Kojima freaking masterpiece. It reminded me of that a lot. And I adore that song. Like, it just has like this sort of just like 80s like but it's like it feels so like 80s like 90s with like how like with like the way that like the beats are and the synchronization of like the instruments and just like the production and grandness of it all, but it has like that modern sleek feel. I was not expecting him to make a song that sounded quite like that. Let me pull up that because I know you sent it to me earlier. Here it is. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, now I guess we can really, really get into this. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Cool. Oh. Okay. Hopefully get my phone. There we go. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so I guess to just jump into my thoughts now. Thank you, Kevin, again for your thoughts. This is the best concert that Abel's ever done. This is the best concert he has ever done. This kind of sounds like Lesson Zero Sister, almost like, but not really, if you know what I mean. I that's actually a very, very good comparison.
Yeah, it was kind of in a similar vein to that.
Yeah, that's a really, really good comparison. This was about yes. Also, I want to say to you, I do not know what your name is specifically. Thank you for all the comments on my videos recently. They've been really, really sweet, and I genuinely, really, really appreciate it. So thank you. I want to say that because I haven't.
Like nice comments. You like nice.
Yes. And so yeah, best concert 24. I easily. You know,
there's not much to go off of for me. This is the only one I've seen, but yes,
this has been a really, really good year for like artists like presenting like their albums in like a very unique kind of way. Billie Eilish had some really cool listening parts to Me Hard and Soft, and now we have this. I mean, this is
I got to see that in the theater. Like that's still insane to me.
This is by far the most like ambitious way of rolling out an album like I've seen in like a really, really long time. Like
especially to have so many songs from that album like in the concert when we haven't even heard them yet. Like that's such a risky thing to do, but he pulled it off.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's just crazy. Yeah, so let me oh my god, did I? Okay, I'm looking at the set list now. Everybody here, let me know because I clearly missed this apparently. Did he actually do Until I Bleed Out as an interlude between the Playboy Cardi stuff?
Yes, it says on the
I didn't pick that up. Are you serious?
When he did the Travis Scott song, he sung a few lines of Until I Bleed Out at the beginning and end.
Are you serious? Oh my god! If you don't know, I'll have to go back and check that out. That's actually really funny that I missed that because people don't know that's my favorite Weeknd song and song of all time. So dang, I must have missed that. I was so like things were happening so quickly, so I guess I missed that. That's such a bummer. It's okay. I'll go back and check it out. But
I was kind of the same way where it's like I think I kind of like overlooked it too. I also was just like that was the song where I was like I don't know if this fits. Like that felt a little jarring to me when all of a sudden
the theme performance.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, I guess I'll get this part of the way before we can really get into like the positives and stuff like that. The Fiend performance. Listen. I really, really, really like that song a lot. I like Utopia, the album, quite a bit. I do like Travis Scott like quite a bit. I've been a fan of his since 2016 or so. Rodeo is one of the best albums of the last 10 years, in my opinion. And so I like that song, but like that was interesting. I mean, that song live has been like historic and iconic in terms of like this a Circus Maximus tour that Travis Scott has been on for over a year now or so.
Right.
So I get why, like, you know, if he was gonna bring out Cardi to perform, what was that song, Timeless? And you know, like I totally get that. But like, man, it was definitely a little interesting. You know, I'll leave it at that.
It just felt like all of a sudden we were watching something else. Like that's the best way to describe it. I was like, oh
the lighting though was amazing. Like I felt like I was in like a Gasper like No Way movie or something like that. Like it was cool. it was crazy. And so yeah, oh my goodness. So let's I guess just go by track. I think this is probably the best way because
you're not gonna pull out your examples again, just like you did with the other thing.
Listen. Oh gosh, I found my ears receiving me when I heard the intro melody of Theme of McCartney came out of nowhere. I was shocked. I was like, if you go, my reaction video is up. If you go to my reaction video, like I was with you too. Like I heard the melody and I was like, wait, I know this. And then Cardi came out and I was like, oh my gosh. Isn't Mary able to look a little tired? Hoping anybody else. I did notice that. I didn't say it in my reaction video. I honestly think it's either like I don't know when he got to Sao Paulo. And also like this is his first time performing in what 10 months, I think, 11 months. And there's just like a lot of like walking in terms of the stage and stuff like that, and like, having to go up. So that's I think maybe as time goes on, when he does like the Australia dates and stuff like that, and whenever he does like the US stuff, I'm assuming he might get better. I'm assuming it was just that. You know, I mainly noticed it during Scared to Live, I would say. But I think he's fine, or at least I hope so.
Especially towards the end, I thought he had a lot of really good energy. So I think like maybe he started off a little bit like tired, but I think as it went on, he was like, "Oh, I'm feeling this."
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's just it's definitely always just something because of what happened. You know, I don't want to be like this because what happened at SoFi. I'm always gonna be like, I hope he's like okay, like, you know, before, if anybody, but like, you know, like
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I still feel so bad. Okay, the Cardi song felt out of place, and yeah,
That's
totally
what I'm saying.
I totally agree with you.
It
was interesting. I try not to use that word too much because I feel like it's like, okay, what do you exactly mean by that? But I'll just say it was interesting because I like the song a lot and the lighting was great, but like it was so like, it was like subverting my expectations to like the most insane degree. And thank you here for the set list here in the chat. Thank you so much.
I think I would have preferred it if it wasn't just Fiend. Like if there was like a, you know, few other songs after that, I think it would have fit. But like,
well, they did do the performance of the song. It says here "Timeless," which I know Playboy Cardi has a I mean, with Cardi, I mean, like, hopefully that album comes out at some point. I mean, you know, but like, so I'm assuming it's on for this because I know there's a rumor he was Abel's gonna be on that album. So I'm assuming it's for that. But at the same time, I guess we'll see. So you know, I don't follow Playboy Cardi very closely, admittedly. I got into Whole Lotta Red for a decent amount back in 2022. Like on the album on vinyl for a little period of time. I'm not into Playboy Cardi as much anymore, so I don't really know totally what that's.
I don't think I've heard anything that's not a collab with Abel, so I can't really say.
Yeah. Popular is an amazing song. That is a great song. Yeah, Scared to Live 2 is where I got worried too. Yeah, so I hope he's okay. So yeah, because the thing about the Billboard Brazil interview is the photos from that, and I'm assuming the photos that were promotional here. Yeah, Kevin, the photos that were taken promotion wise and for like the show were taken in May of last year.
Oh wow.
Because I didn't know until recently that they went
like the one right here. Like
yes, they went to Sao Paulo or somewhere in Brazil when they were filming the Trader Schultz movie.
Oh wow.
So that's what it's,
which hopefully sees the light of day.
Hopefully. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Before we get into the rest of the show, well, because we do Wake Me Up is the song we have to talk about.
Oh my god.
Because like we'll talk about that in a second. The Trevor Schultz film, I hope comes out. Because like I don't know. I mean, there was a report in I forget the trade that published it, but in that Euphoria season 3 big like thing about the drama that's been happening, like they randomly just mentioned the fact that like it doesn't have a distributor right now, and like I don't, and no one wants to pick it. I don't really know.
Think the Idol definitely hurt that a bit, where it's like coming off of the Idol, it's like, do we really want to sign on another Abel project? So
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think Trader Schultz is a much more his directing style I think fits Abel's acting style a lot better.
Oh, for sure.
And Abel was more, from what we know about the Idol with the rewrites and like the reshoots, like Abel was more involved with the script for this film than he was with the Idol eventually. So we'll see.
This was way more like personal.
Yeah, so we'll see. I hope it comes out because it comes at night. I love that film. In ways I do need to rewatch, but I did like it when I saw it. But that's a film that like that's a film that like is I definitely gotta rewatch because that film like it's a lot on one viewing. It's hard to judge the whole thing just on one viewing.
It's a lot to take in, but that film especially is like the reason I really want to see it because I think Trevor is like a fantastic director.
Absolutely. You know, we'll jump to the collab with Anita. Thank you for asking.
Yes, I was gonna bring that up actually. What do you think,
dude? The second that beat dropped, I was like, "What is this?" And then when Anita popped, I was like, "Dude, this is amazing." Kevin, the choreography during that was freaking insane, dude. Oh my god, dude. it was so, oh my god, I loved it. That's one of my highlights of the whole night, honestly. Just like the energy and just like the
Mhm.
passion that was shown in that. I mean, and just like the crowd's reactions and just like the sparks and just like the magicalness of it. It was so good. And the song itself, from what I can make out of it, because I was going so hyped during this, and the audio was, I think, was done decently well, but it's really hard to mix vocals live during a live
Yeah,
stream. It's
especially
really,
when it's a
really,
song we don't know. It's kind of hard to like gauge how we feel about it just based on that.
yeah, my only thing about this that I would have done a bit differently with live streams, I would have tried to collab with Amazon again, like he did for some of the
Yeah.
Dawn FM stuff, because Amazon with their music live streams, like on Twitch and Amazon Prime,
Mhm.
they've had the best audio quality out of any of these services that have tried to like live stream content. And so like the Kendrick Lamar thing sounded awesome, for example, like a few months ago. Yeah, that's my only, I guess, like slight critique about the live stream itself, which we'll get into more in a second.
I would
Um,
be inclined to agree with that. I think that honestly, I was surprised by just like how crisp everything looked. Like for a live
it looked
stream,
gorgeous. It did
this
look pretty.
this
Yeah.
looked like it was like filmed like it was like a movie for HBO. Like it looked very similar to like the soap opera.
I mentioned this in my reaction video, but the aspect ratio I think is 20:1, I believe,
Yeah,
which is like the aspect ratio that's used a lot for like 70 millimeter type films and stuff like that.
it
And
was
that's a
very
very,
cinematic.
yeah, it's a very underused aspect ratio. Like Christopher Nolan has a lot of that in his films because of 70 millimeter stuff. But it's not
Yeah,
an aspect ratio you see too much. Like A Note by Jordan Peele also has that aspect ratio. And so yeah. And so let me just read some of these comments. Like need a song, but I will say I was surprised that the Take It Easy portion was included in there. I don't know if like in the studio version it's gonna be like that, or maybe they were doing like a mix kind of thing. And so yeah, I'm not sure. Cause that Take It Easy a song from the live stream trailer, I thought sounded so cool.
yeah.
And so I want to hear like how that evolves. I mean, if it's in there, I mean, I guess we'll see how it sounds and stuff like
I
that.
think
So
he
it's
also didn't want to do like all of the songs like the full length of it. I think he wanted to do like kind of like a preview, and I think that was kind of like why he decided to do that.
yeah, I was actually really pleasantly. So I just want to quickly say, Shadow Waves so underrated. Yeah, no, Waves
Oh
is
yeah,
like I,
oh
I
yeah,
saw Waves in theaters actually, and that was just such an
oh
such an
yeah.
experience.
I saw it in theaters too, not really knowing much of anything, and my God, that
Mhm.
film is an assault on the senses in the
Yeah,
best way.
if this was an IMAX, Kevin,
Oh my God.
like talking about seeing it like in a cinema, that would have been just so
Yeah,
good. Just the background screen at the beginning was so, yeah. We'll get into Wake Me Up in a second, I
he could have
promise.
done like a
Uh-huh.
Fathom event or something. I could have seen him doing that because I've seen a lot
Yeah.
more artists try to kind of do stuff like that recently, where it's like one day only, go to the theater, here's a concert. But I guess this one was like kind of harder to plan. So
Yeah, yeah, I definitely I'd say so. Yeah. It's just crazy, just like the production value that was put
yeah,
into this show. It's just wild. How is actually gonna be on this album? I was actually gonna mention this in my video I did about the album cover. I am actually not sure anymore because this is maybe a little bit of a wild theory that I have. If this is a little silly, then somebody, I mean, people, please let me know.
it's
If
very silly. I
you
don't know what it is, but it's very silly.
a lot of things I say are silly. If you look at if you go back and like reference, because I believe I remember the prices correctly. If you go back and look at the pre-order prices for the vinyl versions of After Hours and Dawn FM, they were like $7 to $10, I believe, or so, more expensive than the one for Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
And the reason I note that is because um Abel's 2 LPs usually have costed around like $40 to $50. Not counting the anniversary editions that have come out for some things, like specifically like the 10th anniversary for Trilogy of those $100 versions and stuff like that. And so it's cheaper. It's only 33. So I'm wondering if it's only gonna be like a 1 LP, like if this album's gonna be shorter, which I'm fine with. The album I want it to be as long as Abel and his creative team and Republic and EXO, I feel like it needs to be. But I'm gonna say for now, it might be like, because After Hours and Dawn FM both have what, 14 songs, right?
Yeah,
I
not
yeah, I
counting the bonus tracks.
no, I think No, Dawn FM I think has more songs actually.
I was literally just listening to it, so let me check real quick.
Yeah,
All right, Dawn FM has 16, and
16. Okay,
then
that's it.
After Hours, disregarding
14.
the bonus tracks, has 14.
Yeah, so I think this one, I'm just basing it based on how like vinyl pricing works, because I am really into vinyl and stuff like that, and just the inflation of it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a one LP, so it might be shorter, which would be fine. So I'm gonna say like maybe like 10 songs or something like that. We will
You think
see.
he'll do like a deluxe edition eventually, like he kind of did for like After Hours?
Um, we'll see. I honestly, unfortunately, deluxes are being used right now to like like bring up chart sales and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm really
Looks at Taylor Swift.
I'm honestly, a lot of artists have been doing it recently. Admittedly, like the Sabrina Carpenter Travis Scott thing was like really interesting, especially. And so I don't know. So a lot of artists tend to just do that nowadays, but we'll see. Yes, more I think 16. That would be awesome. That would be super
I
sick.
could
I
see
mean,
it.
admittedly,
I
I
feel like
like
it's his last album. I feel like it's gonna be long. I think it's gonna be a long one.
Yeah, I tend to like the longer albums, like just to reference it because I have because I talked about it a lot on this channel. Hit Me Hard and Stop by Billie Eilish. That's a really rare album that is as short as it is that I think is like as perfect as it is. And so I would prefer like a longer album usually. But again, like I guess we'll wait and see. I don't know. I mean, I remember when After Hours on Prepared on vinyl, it looked like a one LP, but ended up of course being a two LP. So and so yeah. That is true. The Brat Deluxe was awesome. Shout out to Brat. Which Kevin, did you ever finish that album?
No, I still have to finish it. I'm so bad
Oh
at
my
like listening to
goodness.
albums that aren't The Weeknd and Billie Eilish these days. It's
It-
it's like The Weeknd, Billie Eilish, and then just Broadway cast recordings, and that's it.
Dude, Sympathy is a Knife is like, oh my
I
gosh.
did listen to what was that one song I sent you that was like really fucking good.
Um, I don't know.
It might have been
There's
that one. It might have been that. Yeah, it was Sympathy as a Knife. That one was
yeah,
so
that song's incredible.
I
That's
might say
really good.
something stupid. I've heard the first like 5 songs. It's
Yeah,
good
Might Say
stuff.
Something Stupid has that is done by Gustavo Stein, that song.
Yeah,
And so I'm a big fan of his. And so yeah. Let me
shout out to
see.
Gasoline.
I just want to make sure I'm getting all the comments. Look at this called Afterlife. Yeah, I'm interested in the Afterlife thing. Just because I remember there was gonna be a song called Afterlife. So maybe one of these songs to perform is called Afterlife. I'm not really sure, honestly.
Is Take Me Back to LA on this album?
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, that we
Yeah.
have to talk. We'll get into the track. The track.
Okay.
The set list very soon because we've been going on a ramble for a long time. I'm so sorry. Let's see.
Like we said, it's not like we said we weren't going to. So like
yeah. Let me just get through some of these and then we'll get into the set list. He said like
yeah.
some chapters are sure, but not this one tweet. I think remembering. Yeah. So I guess we will say that that's a really good point
That's why I
actually.
think it's gonna be a long one.
Yeah.
I saw
So
a comment that also said like they think it might be a double album, which
yes, I'm actually about to bring that up. And so the next one come out next year, Purple Baby Abel Crazy Fairy. Listen. Listen, I know this is like
Abel's playing the long game. I'm here for it.
listen. No, here's my thing. That would be amazing. But the one thing, if Abel ever made a full-on purple aesthetic album, like it's going down. It's going down. Please,
Listen, all I
please.
will say to that is Violet was already really feeling this album, and then I get a message from her that's like, "Oh my god, Purple Lights!" And I'm like, they really were pulling out all the stops to specifically cater to you, nobody else, just you. Like, what can we do to make Violet lose her absolute fuck shit? It's that.
Please, that would be awesome. Yeah. I like the fact this album isn't purple though, because I feel like this one is I think just like what the album is covering, we're not quite there yet in that kind of like heaven kind of setting and stuff like that,
No.
but there's little hints of it. And so yeah, to be fair, this might have interludes and narrative bits. That's actually a good point. That's a really good point,
I hope
actually.
so. I really liked the way they did it in Dawn FM.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Austin Harris sneak this. Yeah, I know. People be sneak this in Taylor Swift like crazy. Oh my goodness. About the tweet. I'm sure
Wait,
there's
which
stuff doesn't
song?
focus that I'm pretty sure it's Somebody's a knife. I'm sure there's stuff he hasn't
Oh
told
yeah.
us yet about this. Maybe things aren't even what they seem. So that's true. That's a really, really good point. And so yeah. Oh my god, you just unlocked a memory that I don't think about often. Oh my god, do you remember Kevin? I will never
Yep.
forget that.
Yep.
Everybody on Easter that year was like, guys, is Nation coming out? Like, oh
Yep. I
my god.
remember.
Oh my gosh.
Never forget
Yeah,
Damn
no.
Collector's Edition.
Dude, damn it, Crazy Furies. Shout out to Tabby for getting the backwards thing correct after all these years. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right, so that was not real. Abel said in a tweet a few I'd say like days after the album came out that was not a project. And I believe so. And so yeah, the blue suit was used for the Blinding Lights Stephen Colbert performance, I think because it was in black and white. I think because the blue was gonna show up better on like on the camera and stuff like that, as far as I'm aware. Okay, let's get into the set list finally, Kevin.
Yes.
And so because we've rambled too long, I'm so sorry.
30
Okay,
minutes in.
I'm so sorry, everybody. Thank you all so
Listen,
much.
there's a lot of setup. You know, we got to get to it.
Yeah, so yes, I remember that with the Spotify, dude. That was so, oh my gosh. Man, bring me back to the damn era, man. That the week that album came out was one of the best weeks of my life. I was in Washington DC at the time, and like it was just like I was just seeing so much like pretty just like just nature and like statues and stuff like that, and like I was listening to Damn. It was awesome. Bring me back.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Shout out to the Smithsonian, you know. And so yeah, let's get into this set list. Listen, the very opening with that
track.
yeah, so the opening song, The Crowd, I thought was really, really good. Like I thought it was really good, actually. I really, really liked like sort of like, you know, opening up the show with like addressing sort of like the crowd and like you know, speaking to the crowd and stuff like that. And of course, you know, like kind of like referencing, you know, of course, like maybe like some, you know, some trauma stuff involved with like, you know, what happened at like, you know, SoFi and stuff like that. And I thought it was just like really, really good. I can't get fully into it lyrically just because like, you know, I've only listened to them everything like once and stuff like that. I will say I will watch my reaction video back just because I actually did not like proof check if all the edits are good too much because I had to make sure I got everything uploaded in time. But besides that, I probably won't go back and rewatch it too much. I want to leave everything as like fresh possible for the reaction still. But I was like lyrically from that one, if that's like the intro to the album, I think that would be like a brilliant intro. And for a stage performance, it's absolutely brilliant too. Do you have any thoughts on that beginning before we get into Wake Me Up finally?
Honestly, I don't have a ton to say about the crowd because I have a lot to. I was honestly just like excited to see. I think it was more like he was starting out, and I didn't really take as much away from that one. But I feel like that's one that like when the album comes out, like I'll have a lot more to say about. But yeah, I agree with what you said. I have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, quickly. That's actually true. I forgot the lighting was blue, actually. Yeah, that's actually no, I totally get that. No, it's actually a really, really good point.
I
Actually,
do
yeah.
remember hearing like people saying After Hours is going to have another album.
I mean, technically it did. It just took almost 2 years, I guess. So. That's funny. Listen, I will let you talk about Wake Me Up first because I have to grab tissues quickly.
Okay, all I will say about this one is, you know, he released that Unprepared Certainty video, and when I tell you I listened to it and immediately was like, the first like minute and a half or so, I just like, listen, the song after was really good, but like I could not stop listening just to that part. The build up of everything, the like the harmonization of sorts, it was so good, and I was really excited to see, you know, what is this song? What does this connect to? What's, you know, are we gonna finally get to hear it? And we finally heard it here, and it very much lived up to the hype for me. I really loved Wake Me Up a lot. Like I said, I think the like sort of interlude of sorts before it, you know, the way it starts off, that to me is like the highlight of that song. But everything afterwards, I really enjoyed a lot. And to me right now, like that is the song of the album. I'm sure there'll be another one that like gets me hyped, but that's the one. Like Violet Can Tell You, especially when I saw that video, I'm like, I need this fucking song immediately, and I was just really happy to finally get it.
Dude, listen. Like, I I have been it like listen, I am like if I just don't know. I don't even know where to begin with that song, just because like it's the build up for the song has been unlike a lot of other Weeknd songs because it leaked
Yeah.
so long ago.
Yeah.
Like I forget when it leaked, but I remember when it did. Like
It's
there
been
was
on
just so much.
Genius.com for like months.
Yeah, like there was just so much like discussion about it, and like I after I because like I'm fine admitting to it. I listened to the Save Your Tears leak demo that came up for After Hours, and but after that I was like, you know what, I'm done with leaks. I just don't feel. I personally just am not into to leaks personally. And so like this one has just it's been leaked for such a long time, and it's such like a pivotal like part of this like this story for this album and the film from what I'm hearing if that comes out. And so just like the second I started hearing that, I was like, oh my God, finally. Because we had the intro and I was like, okay, because like some people informed me in the comments and I did read on Twitter after, like it was like apparently a part of like the intro to wake me up and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, cool. Guys, the second I heard those drums, I was like, what are we about to do?
Yeah.
Y'all, dude, it sounded like Wanderlust and Take My Breath had like a baby. That's what it sounded like to me. Like it reminded me like that's like the best comparison I can think of. In terms of like comparing it to like the Weeknd's previous sounds. Like it really feels like it feels like something you would like hear in like Saturday Night Fever or something like that, like a little bit. It's not totally like like disco-y like that, of course, but it just is like
Maybe John Travolta will appear on the album. He'll do what Jim Carrey did.
It just like it just was like I was not expecting it to sound like that at all. Like because I was expecting something really, really like crazy synthy and stuff like that. I wasn't expecting like that. It was amazing. And like I'm just so glad that I finally got to hear it. It sounded awesome, and it's a great song. It's a great song. And so again, I'll go back to my reaction just to see make sure the edits were okay and stuff like that. But besides that, I will wait for the studio version to really fully get into it lyrically and stuff like that. But like, dude, like it was just such like an awesome moment. Also, the lighting and the choreography and just like those like wake me up, like oh my God, dude, like it was incredible. Like it was really, really cool. Like it really, really did sound to me like a beautiful mix of like the sort of like 70s 80s aesthetics Abel's tried to go for his entire career, but incorporating it with sort of like the sounds that like he was really, really getting into like really, really currently. And so also like that intro going into that, it actually it works pretty well, I would say.
It does.
And so so let me just respond to
the intro is my favorite part of the song. Like I like the rest of it, but like the intro, that's where it's at for me.
Intro's crazy. Let me just address some comments quickly. I just feel like the drones are symbolizing the solar spirit of spending honest back from that. No, I could totally see that. I could totally see that.
Yeah.
I could totally see that. Yeah, no, the drones were very, very interesting.
I thought it was cool the way he also incorporated like the like spirits or whatever that he did in the After Hours tour.
Like the dancers and stuff like that. Yes, I was shocked. I wasn't. I mean, it makes sense, of course, but I wasn't anticipating them to be in this. And their choreography is pretty. It's like similar in some ways, but like there's some parts where it's like very like different, and I really like that.
I think he's like trying to connect the other eras.
Absolutely, for point musically, absolutely. That's actually a very good. I mean, of course, anything Michael Jackson, is of course a fable. Somebody was saying that the Waiting Screen Empire live stream was the closed gates of heaven at the end of the show. Will clock sounds from his IG post. Oh, that's actually like, That's actually really interesting. Actually, that is a good. That is actually a good point. Do you guys think that Wake Me Up will have a long intro and then he's
I hope
shortening the
so.
song
I hope so.
so we don't hear it? That
So
is a good.
I will say something right now. I actually do subscribe to this. I feel like he purposefully shortened the songs off the new album, so it's like we don't get to hear the entire thing. It's like if you want to hear the whole thing, listen to the album. Like here's
There,
at least a little taste of what it's gonna be.
there is a rumor, unless I'm misunderstanding, exactly how the leaks for all this ever. I just realized that my cat has been in here the entire time.
Shout out to Belle and or Luna.
He was sleeping under the bed the whole time. I just
Oh,
looked and I was like, Belle? Anyways, maybe he'll make an appearance in a second.
Yeah.
But I don't. But I hear
Belle was feeling it. Belle was feeling it.
Oh gosh, yeah. But I know that some people were saying that that intro is a song called "Fade to Black" and it's like different than "Wake Me Up," but like they're gonna like transition to each other. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. I want to add on, if I remember correctly, there were gates at the end. It looked like they closed before you get through. Yes, that is a very important detail to mention. Yes. And so yes, I am trying to see. Dancing is amazing. That song's awesome. That song is awesome. I wasn't expecting the song to sound like that.
Good stuff.
And so yeah, when you lock in your period, it says alive unless oh my gosh, dude. So when I pre-ordered it earlier, like I was like, okay, is there like a release date for this? And it says that, but also then says it will ship around like October 31st. The album's gonna officially come out after that. And so yeah. Yeah, no, I am personally hoping it's November 1st because November 1st is my mom's birthday. And so that would be pretty cool to celebrate my mom's birthday with an Able album and stuff like that. And so,
honestly, I think there's probably some truth to that because that is the Friday of that week. So
yeah, absolutely.
That would make the most sense.
I guess we'll say. First time the next symbolize the women he has gone through, not women, but like his demons. I don't know. No, though I think that totally makes sense. That totally makes sense. Yeah, I feel like it's like that. Like that is like definitely like a very key part of his music and that regret and like longing and just like sorrow that he's experiencing.
Yeah.
I mean, especially like After Hours really gets into that, of course.
Oh yeah.
And so I totally get what that absolutely, and I agree in a lot of ways. And so yeah, taking back to LA. I went so crazy when I heard that. Oh my god. Also, if I'm missing anybody's comments, I didn't respond to anybody's comments. I'm so sorry. I'll try to go back and see if I missed any. Does have me vibes? Absolutely. No, that's the one thing I want to say too about the show. I meant to say this. They did a really good job doing like a lot of like similar like performance and stuff like that were like in After Hours Till Dawn tour, but I don't like a bit of like a menacing kind of feel or like more like bass lines and more like some arpeggios to things and stuff like that.
I think especially the songs he chose, it really did feel like that it fit that vibe.
Absolutely. And so yeah, let me see. In my opinion,
I don't think Travis Scott song was so out of place.
Oh gosh. In my opinion, I don't think he's actually in a paradise. I believe it's a false paradise, almost like he's still in hell. I saw somewhere in a description mentioning a false paradise. That actually, I could totally see that. Because I think we're still like, I personally feel like in a lot of ways, conceptually as a trilogy, it does make a lot more sense actually to me that the third album isn't jumping right to that sort of like, like paradise, sort of like, purpley, like heaven kind of aesthetic. Because for me personally, and stuff like that, this is a very, very like specific, like, example, but like, like when I realized I was like trans, like, like, I was kind of out of like my own like purgatory in of itself. And I went through so much like pain and stuff like that, to get to where I am today. Things are not like totally easy, of course, but like from my own experience, I think it's a lot more just like there's a more of like a connection, like a sort of just like relatability for like listeners, just my own very, only like, unique experience, I suppose. You get a purgatory, but like there's like, there's a lot of pain and sadness that still comes out of that, because there is like sort of like a trauma or like a pain involved about getting out of that purgatory in a way, if that makes sense. And so yeah, let's see. A minor detail I really liked was during Dancing in the Flames, the background screamer showing the stone people from the Moth to a Flame music video. I didn't notice that actually. I love that. That's so sick. Moth to a Flame music video is so good. What comes November 15th, the day they're gonna start it? That'd be pretty cool, actually. Is November 15th a Friday? Are there 2 Friday the 13th this year, Kevin?
I don't believe so. That's a Wednesday, so that'd be interesting.
So I mean, you never know. You never know. I think
he
Abel is.
He could. I just
Yeah.
I don't know. Friday just makes the most sense.
Let's see. I'm discussing some people. Being unredeemable, it makes it to hell. And the teaser for new Hold Your Heart analytics going down. Yeah, I guess I don't. I guess we'll have to wait and see. There's definitely a lot of just like ideas and stuff like that being explored, and this is definitely going to be his most complex project.
It would be interesting if like in Heaven Everything Is Fine is like the last part of the album, because now he's finally like made it to that paradise.
That would be pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
Like
that makes sense.
It's like right at the end.
Yeah, that makes sense too, because if you want to make an album after that was like the first like Abel Tesfaye album, like that makes sense, like being there, you know, then like making like that would make sense, actually.
Right, because Dawn FM is all like, you know, purgatory and things like that. So now it's like has to kind of still get there.
Absolutely. Memphis to Friday. So time drop that.
That's what I'm saying, Nacho. That's what makes the most sense to me.
Please drop it on my mom's birthday, please. Oh my gosh. 2019 me would have lost their freaking mind. I mean, I lost my mind still. But oh my god, I got so into Twin Peaks and David Lynch in 2019.
Yep.
Like I just like, oh my god, that would have oh my god. I just it's like a dream come true in a way, like seeing him like fully incorporate something like so just like just straight David Lynch, you know, inspiration and like a cover and stuff like that. Just, oh my god, just incredible. It gives you dark fantasy vibes. Like, oh, this album feels very dark gothic. That's actually a very good comparison, like dark gothic kind of stuff. Yeah, that's actually the star after I was like, yes, that's actually an excellent way of saying. I didn't know that. That absolutely. And so yeah, I am gonna jump to this because this is important. That is incredible. That is awesome. Shout out to man, Jonathan.
Well, then it has to release on your mom's birthday, though. If it released on not his mom's birthday.
Yeah, no, my mom is a Weeknd fan. I went to the Gillette Stadium show with her and my Grammy. And so yeah, I sent her a video. My mom's two favorite Weeknd songs. My mom's favorite Weeknd song is "In Your Eyes." And then she also likes
Out of Time a lot. That's a good one.
Yeah, she likes Out of Time.
That's another one that plays in my work.
Yeah, no. When Out of Time started playing during the concert, I had the purple lighting. I told her I did a video for her and I sent to her and she was like, "It looks amazing and sounds amazing." And I was like, yes. And so yeah, Disney's is so good. Yep, it's Wednesday. To be fair, and still top throws. Absolutely. My cat needs to get out of the room. Just gonna be like 1 second. Kevin, you talk.
Okay. Yeah, all around, I think, you know, going back to Wake Me Up, it was just really great. If you had to ask me right now, like, what I think should be, I don't think he's going to really, I think this is going to be like a Hit Me Hard and Soft where he doesn't drop any singles like prior to the album. But if you had to ask me, I would say that should be the single. I think it's just such a great song. It encapsulates what makes The Weeknd. And yeah, for me, like that right now is like the song of the album. I'm sure that'll change once we get the actual album, but right now that's the one I will be definitely like excited to re-listen to.
Absolutely. I am over the moon. This is my most anticipated album of all time. Like, I just cannot absolutely wait.
Do you know who you're talking to? Like, come on now, Terrell.
No, there's nothing wrong with asking that. Be nice, Kevin. There's nothing wrong with asking that. Oh my goodness, Kevin. And so yeah, that is sick. That's pretty sick. London must have been such a cool place this year's show like that. That's awesome. Runaway made me cry so much. I won't lie. I was gonna say that song is beautiful. That song is so beautiful. That second like verse or part that we got now is like, man, like the whispers in my ears and stuff like that, and like, you know, like the after, it's beautiful. Like that song is like, what did you think of hearing the full performance of that song versus after like the snippet and stuff like that? Do you have any thoughts on that?
It was really good.
Yeah, absolutely. As you turn the album cover, it feels like he's going to go talk about his past drama. Yes, I did notice that. Yeah, like the eyes,
it's his most like raw album cover I think he's ever done. What I like about it, I haven't talked to you about it, honestly, but what I really like about this album cover specifically is that every other album cover is some sort of like aesthetic to it or some sort of like makeup, and this one is just like his face, and it's so much more raw and like intimate in that way, and it really shows you like how personal this one is going to be for him. This is him like really like exploring his demons and opening himself up in a way that he hasn't before. And I feel like that album cover is like very synonymous with that. And I know you have talked specifically about how you like the album cover to like go with the music, and I feel like this is like the perfect example of
Oh
that.
yeah, no, absolutely. I totally agree. Because we're like deconstructing the artist in like it's like the death of an artist in a lot of ways, and the album cover
Yeah.
is like representing that, you know, because we have these like portraits and stuff like that of like Abel, you know, from like After Us on FM to now Hurry Up Tomorrow, and like it really that evolution, like it's as perfect as it can be, you know, like it's stripping
Oh
it
yeah.
down to like just like what the feeling and like the core feeling of the album should be, and that's what I love about it. That's like what the more in the video that I made on it and stuff like that. Henry Styles, my favorite albums, and such a that album's a masterpiece.
It's really
I've
good.
been really thinking about it. That album is a masterpiece. God, just Billie Eilish. Just shout out to Billie Eilish. As I speak about that disaster that the Idol was last year. Oh my goodness. I still have not talked about the Idol on this channel. I still have not talked about it. I did watch the
Might be
Idol.
for the best, honestly.
I have like the Idol is like, oh my goodness. Yeah,
Throwback to when we were gonna do weekly reviews of that. You can watch. You can watch back the live stream last year. We said we were gonna do weekly reviews, and then yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah, Idol was yeah, there's a lot I could say about the Idol. I will just leave it at it is my least favorite thing Abel has ever done as an artist. I will leave it at that because that opens up a whole. There's a
Go
lot.
to my serialized if you want my thoughts on the Idol. I have a lot to say.
Oh gosh, the Don cover is referencing Arista. Oh my god, I actually feel so stupid. I never made that connection with the eraser head with like the poster and like that image. Yeah, that I never made that connection. I like the cover even more now. Thank you.
Yeah. I can kind of see that.
So I've been saying the Kubrick stare. I could that's actually a really good comparison. Yeah, no, I could totally see that. Yeah, listen.
Oh my god.
Listen.
Oh my god.
If that happened, I don't know what I would do. That would be really intense for me. Like that would be like the epitome of like overstimulation in terms of how like how happy that would make me.
I feel like you would just be like you would just be like wordless. Like you wouldn't be able to even like muster any sort of and any sort of you know, words other than like, you know, you just be that like astonished.
Oh my god, please.
I think that might just break Violet in like the best possible way.
Please do. Oh my goodness. Also, in the visuals for it looked like Weeknd was singing and Abel was trying to get through. Yes, that's. Thank you for mentioning that. I am. Thank you. I'm posting so much like on the music. I totally forgot to mention the visuals.
Oh, so good,
dude. The banging and stuff like that, and just like trying to get through the other side. Like it was just so like awesome, and just like and like dude. Let's talk about the stage direction actually quickly because I think this is a good place to do that, dude. Yeah. Oh my god. The stage design. I really have always liked Abel's stage designs. I mean, you can go back to like, you know, really starting like the Kissland tour. I think that was called the Fall Tour. Or no. It was
I think so, yeah. I think I remember hearing that.
I think it was just called like the Fall Tour. It was called, I forgot what that tour was called. But that definitely had some pretty interesting visuals, you know, in that show, and like it really began to start like cinematic and like the grandness of it. The Madness Tour also had some really good stage design. You know, from the videos I've seen, the Starboy Tour was pretty cool with like that sort of like, you know, like I never know how to call it. It looks like it's like a spaceship kind of thing that floats in the air or whatever. I forgot exactly
UFO?
No, I'm technically, I guess, yeah. And so yeah, I forgot, yes, the King of the Fall Tour also, yes, I forgot to mention the King of the Fall Tour. King of the Fall Tour, from everything I've seen from that show, was also awesome. The Enemy intro for that tour, I go back to sometimes and watch that. And so yeah. And then After Hours Till Dawn tour, there also was the Japan tour that had some cool stuff. The After Hours Till Dawn tour, to focus on that, the evolution of that in this show is so interesting because there clearly is more like practical stuff also in this version of his live performances, which is really interesting. You know, because like the full like city is like fully built this time, it seems like. And the screen is even bigger. And you have like the cross, and you have like, you know, like the building. I know the building in the center, I believe, is is in Ethiopia, I believe. I don't remember what the exact building is. Admittedly, if somebody here doesn't know what it is, but that I thought was just like, I loved how like he was like on top of it at the beginning, and like the lights were coming in,
Yeah.
and it was so bright, like the gates opening up, and just like the emerging of it, and like the dancers were on that. I also loved like Anita was on top of that and stuff like that, and I just loved it. Like it felt even more grand. You know, it was only a live stream, you know, and you know, I went to After Our Saunter 2 times, but like I honestly, it looks even more just like huge and grand, and like I just love like the practicalness of it all.
Yeah.
And also I also liked how like the lighting. Sorry, what was that?
I also wanted to mention they did like 2 different live streams of like 2 different perspectives. And what I thought was cool about the second one, at least from what I gathered, I know
Keep talking. I didn't move my mic for a second. My cat was coming.
I know you didn't really, I don't know if you like looked at the second live stream, but what I thought was interesting is that the first one did a lot of like typical, like sometimes they're showing Abel and then sometimes we're zooming into like the dancers and then the crowd. The second one was purely just like his face, like the entire time. It never shifted away from his perspective, and I thought that was really cool the way he did that. It's like little things like that. I feel like most concerts, like most artists, they just do a concert. They sing a couple songs, they interact with the audience, you know, they talk about some stuff that inspired the song. But Abel thinks so much more bigger picture than that, and I think this concert alone is like a perfect example of why that is.
No, absolutely.
Like just the theatricality, the details of it all. I mean, we could literally sit on here and like just for like an hour just analyze all the different like details within the stage. We're not going to do that obviously, but like that is the level of intricacy and thought he's putting into it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Before I get to final thoughts on the stage for a bit, because after we'll talk about Taking Back to LA. So yeah, let me just get something. I haven't watched The Idol. Honestly, that's probably for the best.
You're good. You're good. You're good. Yeah, you're honestly good.
Yeah, no. Don't talk about. Listen. That is a fair thing to say. We are rambling like crazy right now. Thank you everyone who's still watching. I was saying some actual concerts after the finale. That was cool. The finale, like the final 10 minutes, are by far the best part about that show. Like easily, like just because
not the like final line, but yeah.
Okay, yes, but like the acting was like overall.
Oh, his acting was like demonstrably better than the rest of the show. Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna be honest. Yes, and so yeah, dude, I still don't. I still can't believe it. Because Cannes is like, you know, I mean, this is not saying a time because I film festival, so I suppose, but like that's like the film festival, you know, like the Palme d'Or and so like you know, like that's the film festival, you know, so. Yeah, gosh, it's crazy. Idol season 2 is happening. Could you imagine, Kevin? Oh my god.
Yeah, instead of Hurry Up Tomorrow, it said Idol season 2.
We're uncanceling it, you know, after all these years, even though it's been only a year. I don't know what I'm saying.
The like Trey Edward Schultz movie was actually the Idol season 2 all along.
Yeah, no. You know, the lighting, I tried to get it to be most reminiscent of like the lighting of like the Sao Paulo show and stuff like that with like the orangey sort of like rusty color. I hope I did an okay job. And so yeah, not saying the same level, but as a huge child, I'm surprised that crossover not having much fanfare. I agree with you. I am a big Tyler the Creator fan too. Call Me If You Get Lost tour is the best concert I've ever been to. Easily best concert I've been to. Like I love the times I saw Abel. I've seen like, you know, Bob Dylan live. Kendrick Lamar the Big Steppers tour is also very much up there, but like Come If You Get Lost tour was amazing, and I love a lot of his albums. You know, too. And
you can't go wrong with Tyler. You really can't.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. Like it kind of just like came and went. I think it's also one of the only few songs on the album that One Trick Point Never I don't think is on. I don't think One Trick Point Never is on that song. And so yeah. Let's see, Ghost Camp tour. Yeah. Also,
yeah, I don't really hear many people talk about Here We Go Again.
Yeah. Also, when it pans to, sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that I get all the pans to his eyes and makeup visuals. I literally just looks like he has woken up. I did not notice that actually. Let me see. So if that would make sense. Thank you very, very much. Which artists did things like that. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much. So much thought.
This is a great point too. If you take a look at the Empire Serenity video, his mother as well as Tressa was wearing the traditional Ethiopia robes. Yes, his outfit also during the show was gorgeous. I loved that. Like, I really, really love all like the religious imagery that is in this
that was
era.
cool too. And that was something else that I thought he did a really good job with. Like, yes, there was similar aesthetics after Hours Till Dawn, but like the costume in particular that he chose was like completely different.
Gotcha. Coolly. Oh. That's true. I actually, yeah, I forgot about that. That's crazy.
She was really good. She was really good. But this is the thing. If you want to see Divine Joy, this is the thing. If you want to see Divine Joy Randolph be good, watch The Holdovers. If you want to see Rachel Sennett be good, watch literally anything else.
Holdovers is such a good film. I got to see that in 35 millimeter. That's such a good film. I found out the building is it's the Church of Saint George in La Bilia, I believe, La Bilia, which is in Ethiopia. Thank you. That makes sense, and that is of course perfect for Abel. And this whole like
oh, is that where he's standing in this image?
No, I don't know entirely. I think this is like it's something maybe from like the movie. I'm not really sure, honestly. It might be. I'm not entirely sure. In all honesty. And so yeah, to me, it's something very similar, and the Earth would argue both have a new trilogy. That's true. That is true. You know, I wonder when Tyler Creator is going to release a new album. You know, just because Common Glass like Estate Sale was really good last year, and I just wonder what is like Common Glass is my favorite Tyler Creator album.
That's so good.
And so I am interested in hearing how this next Seraphim sounds. Let's see. Sorry, music video where Abel kills off all the old self. That would be very cool. That music video and that song are fantastic. And so yeah, man, we need a Tyler Creator, please. Oh my god, I love Tyler Creator so much. And so yeah, so that'd be awesome.
And then Abel surprise us with a Tyler the Creator collab on Hurry Up Tomorrow.
So sorry, I'm so sorry, Kevin. I just want to comment quickly. What were you saying?
Oh, I made a joke and said, and then imagine we get a Tyler the Creator collab on Hurry Up Tomorrow.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Yeah. So yeah, I mean the song with Anita, I am assuming that's on the album. The Playboy Cardi thing, I think, is from Playboy Cardi's album, if I remember correctly.
Definitely.
And so yeah, so I mean, we'll see if there's any features.
Yeah. So Paolo was the Anita song.
Yeah. So we'll see. And so yeah, so I am so glad that you mentioned this to me, because that album is fantastic. 423 was very good, but that album I thought was even better. Like the fact that Mike Dean basically made those albums in like a week or two is insane to me, and I love projects like that. And his synth work on that was awesome. And thank you for mentioning that. That is a great project. His features on 423 are probably my favorite features he's ever done, honestly. I've really thought about that. I want to make a video at some point to actually talking about my favorite features that Abel has done in the past, in stuff like that. And that honestly might be my number one. There's a lot of ones I can think of though. Like there's like Nocturnal, that's up there. Moth to a Flame is also up there. In Vain is up there. There's a lot of really good ones that I can think of. Do you have a favorite Weeknd feature, Kevin?
I mean, obviously, I love the one those are Ariana Grande. I think those are really good. There's one that like I'm blanking on that I think is like really good that I just can't. Oh, Elastic Heart's a great one.
That one's good, yeah.
Yeah, that one's good.
Yes, Might Not. That song is awesome. Oh my gosh, I love that song. You know, I was just listening to Better Believe the other day with
Circus Maximus is fantastic.
Oh my god, dude, that is such a good dude. His stuff with Travis Scott is always awesome in my opinion. Yeah, so we need that. Let's see. Those users where also stage building looks different from the one in the original teasers where he's sitting on the tall building, which is interesting. This one is identical to the actual church. Interesting. That's actually a very good point that I hadn't even. Obviously, of course, like I wasn't aware of that. But that's a very good point to mention. Actually, I'm glad that like the stage one is more like identical to like the actual church and stuff like that. Here we can feature Jim Carrey. Phantom Regret by Jim. That oh my goodness. Yes, I totally agree with you on this. This was something I was gonna bring up in my video talking about the trail, but I didn't want to harp it for too long. I totally agree with you. I don't understand it. I'm with you too on that. Those features are awesome. My most played song of the year, I believe, is a freeway tie between "We Still Don't Trust You," "Hard Dreams" by Staffelstein and Jan Wagner, and
Pretty
"Euphoria" by
sure "We
Kendrick
Still Don't
Lamar.
Trust You" when you showed me was number one.
Let me check. It's either "Hard Dreams" or
we literally just shared it the other day. So
no, that was like 2 weeks ago. Let me check because I'm listening to Staffelstein a lot recently. Let me because I got the
they
vinyl
usually don't update it until like the Sunday. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. The stage one is different extra. Oh, okay. So okay, I reverse it then. I mean, I guess it does make sense as stage design. It can't be like as quite tall just because like the view might be a little odd, I guess, in a way. But that would have I guess. I mean, it would have been interesting at least to try it out, I guess.
Yeah.
But thank you for clarifying that. That makes sense. Love that song. Hurricane is awesome. I'm not too into Yay. I'm not really into Yay anymore, but that is still a great song. Nomads. I wish I liked that song more. For some reason, I've never like been able to fully get into that song, and I don't know why. I need to re-listen to it though. I should do that. I was Travis's show a couple months ago. Circus was so ethereal and amazing. The whole crowd was singing the Weeknd's parts. It was amazing. That's awesome. That's really cool. Circus Access is such a good song. Sing the Echo Bar for comment. That's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah. Utopia is a good album. That is a good album. Let me Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay, let's go to my Apple Music replay. We're gonna find stuff together, Kevin. Okay, here's my here's my list. This is extremely random. We Still Don't Trust You is my most listened to song of the year. Then it's Hard Dreams by Gustafsson and Jan Wagner. Then it's Euphoria by Kendrick Lamar. Then Young Metro, Remember Weekend feature. Then Always Move Fault, Weekend Again. Then Not Like Us. Then Like That. Then Type Shit. The Sympathy is a Knife. Those are my most played songs of the year.
We're not gonna go into mine. Mine is embarrassing.
all your Broadway stuff.
All the show too.
That's cool. Let's see. Fender sings "Heal from Our Love" is Star obviously. Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point, and I admire that a lot. Honestly, I mean, I became spiritual in 2018 after I watched Terrence Malick's The Tree of Life. That movie, for some reason, in terms of spirituality, really impacted me. That movie's incredible. That might be my favorite Palme d'Or winner if I reference Cannes one more time, but I'd have to go back and look because Parasite's really good.
I was gonna say I thought Parasite.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I know your favorite is. It's definitely not all that jazz.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, definitely not. And so, but I have recently been kind of getting back into sort of feeling spiritual, and I really admire how he's incorporated so much in this era and stuff like that. And I think he's doing it in a really authentic and cool way. And it very much feels like his own aesthetic, also honoring where he came from and stuff like that. And so yeah. Yes, I agree with you. I do agree with you. It reminds me of that song from Death Stranding. It feels like credits music. That is for the game.
Yeah, it really does.
How about Alone Again? Yes, he finally did the second half of Alone Again live, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And so
because that's how he opened up the After Hours tour.
Yeah, so Alone Again doesn't get enough attention, but it was a song. It does deserve so much
really
love. It is such a great song.
It's so good. It's such a good opener too. It perfectly.
Yeah,
sets the tone for
I
the
was
album.
saying in my action, I'm glad that he finally did the second half, and it's not just gonna be the Vivo presents performance only for that song. And so yeah. I'm trying to. I saw a comment. It's funny. Download All Day Love or Still Up on YouTube. I don't know if I've ever heard All Day Love. I've heard Down Low. I know that, but I don't know if
What were those supposed to be on?
I think they're just unreleased demos as far as I'm aware. And so yeah, enjoy the rest of your night too. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And so
We're all rambling.
Yeah, thank you, genuinely. Yeah, no, we'll get to Take Back to LA very soon. I'm sorry this is so over the place. I'm so sorry, buddy. And so
Are you really shocked from us though?
I know I'm just trying to stay on track. My bad. Let's see. Wait, how involved is One Chick Whenever Daniel Lapatin? I can never say his last name correctly. I'm so sorry, Daniel. A fellow Massachusetts person. My apologies, Daniel. On the new album, Do We Know? I know that. Sorry, my cat I think wants to come back yet again.
Oh, nice.
I tried to let him in like earlier, but he didn't want to come in, so I was like, okay.
Oh, that's great. I would not know the answer to this question, but Daniel Lopatin is a fantastic composer, and any involvement he has is good. The gem score.
I do not know where my cat is right now. I don't know, but I hear my mom getting up, so I think my mom will take care of it. But I know that the Trevor Schultz one that comes out, the whole soundtrack's going to be One Chicks Point Never and Able Together. So I guess we'll wait and see. Like I kind of like is that film coming out or not? Because that's such like a key piece of like this era and this chapter. I feel like if it doesn't come out, like that would just be kind of like.
I feel like eventually he'll find a way for it to come out, even if it's not a companion piece to this album. I think he'll find a way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's see.
Like he should honestly just do like a Kickstarter at this point. I feel like people would like easily like grab onto that.
He's rich enough to figure out something. I feel.
I'm saying if they can't acquire a distributor.
I mean, I know I totally get that, but I mean, that man makes so much money. Like I think he's okay. I got what you mean though. Do you think
he wants like self-finance it? He could.
Yeah, that's probably what I think will happen. Do you think we'll get a music video prior to the album release? Maybe what he has been hinting on IG stories of Baby Album in the Forest. I do think it will. I think Wake Me Up is still. It seems like it's gonna be the lead single. Maybe the only single. I'm really not sure entirely what's gonna happen. Actually, I'm gonna look at something quickly. Kevin, can you do me a favor? Can you look up when Abel's Australia dates end? Because he's doing a show in Sydney and then one in, I think it's Melbourne.
He has one of the
Because my theory right now is I think Wake Me Up's going to come out as a single a week before the album comes out.
I said, I don't know if you heard me, but I feel like if you were to pick a single, he would.
I think it will be. So maybe like on the 25th, Wake Me Up might come out making a music video.
Right now, he's in Melbourne.
Okay, Kevin, can you speak in the microphone, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's in Melbourne on October 5th, and then he has a second show on October 6th, and then Stadium on October 22nd and 23rd. And then,
so the 25th would make sense then if you want to release a single. Then that would make sense.
Yeah.
The album we want. They are both involved. I know Mike Dean is the most involved, and then it's either One Chick's Never or Metro Booming, or I know Max Martin's also involved a little bit. Let's see. Death Stranding, like. Oh my god, that I finished playing that game in April or March of this year. I forget exactly. That game, like, it changed my life. I've never had an experience with that art before, and like, it took me 82 hours to finish playing it, and like, it just was oh my gosh. No, please, Kojima, like, get on the phone right now. I know Abel would say yes. And so yeah. It sometimes gives me Adam Sandler vibes for some reason. I mean, it has like that sort of like 80s, 90s kind of like booming aesthetic, like music that might be like in a film like that. So let's turn to start the show. That would have been interesting too. Yeah, I wonder if they'll ever bring back like masks and stuff like that. And so yeah.
I feel like it was very much an after hours till dawn thing.
Yeah, or is it is this mirrors Moth to Flame part of the Dawn FM lore of its inclusion alternate world universe seems very fitting, like the visuals almost like it takes place before. I know that's totally fair. That's totally fair. About to Flame is like that's such a good song. That is such a good song. Hearts Love Healed Me, it's such an amazing song. I'm so glad he's saying that live and Scared to Live. I was not expecting Hearts. Let's talk about Hearts Love actually now. Yeah. hardest. So
I didn't
actually,
know he's never performed that live. That's crazy.
Quickly, I just want to just some quickly. Gotta go time for the case. We're gonna watch the live show. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And so
shout out to the algorithm for that. Let's go. That's awesome.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. Is there any other stuff? Sorry, I'm so behind the comments. I'm so sorry, everybody. And so yeah, Hearts to Love. Just oh my God, I was not expecting that at all, Kevin. Absolutely at all. Like that was amazing. That song, like drum and bass stuff, I think is so cool. And so like hearing that live was like amazing. Did you have any thoughts on that? Also, Scared to Live. Scared to Live was awesome. Do you have any thoughts on any of that stuff?
Yeah, it was really cool getting to hear him perform both of those. I mean, I think I just kind of assumed that like because he was doing After Hours Till Dawn for so long that like surely he had to have performed those before, but he didn't. He's never done Hearts to Love, and I thought it was really cool.
You know, absolutely. And that's a good point. I'm off to a flame. To further talk about your comment. That's actually a really good point. And so yeah, thank God for these comments. I'm so sorry that I'm so overwhelmed by them right now. It's in a good way, promise me. Please trust me. And so yeah, Singing Carrot start topic. How do you feel about him returning to Sonic 3 and Connery's The Shadow the Hedgehog? We'd be going in December 20th. I've never played the Sonic games, but the first film I remember thinking was cute. I never saw the second one though. Kevin, you're more into film than I am nowadays. Do you have any thoughts on all of that?
First one, I didn't really like that much. The second one was really good. The third one, though, oh my God, that trailer, like, legitimately looks epic. Like, I was excited for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Then that trailer comes out. Holy shit, they are pulling out all the stops for this movie. And I feel like it's really going to be something special. Like, you can tell they are putting their fullest into it. And I love the fact that Jim Carrey's back. I think the way they are incorporating Robotnik into this one seems like it's going to be it's going to work really well. And then, I mean, Keanu, I think is going to kill it. So yeah, I mean, I am really hyped for it. I was already excited, but it's one of those things where like they put the trailer out and they give you an idea of what the movie's going to be. And it's like, oh my God, this is going to be something special. I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll have to maybe get into it. So there's a lot of stuff.
The second one's really good. The first one I wasn't high on. I think the second one does a better job of utilizing the characters and the property and things like that. So I would say if you weren't super into the first one, give the second one a watch. It might get you more on board.
Cool, yeah. No, it's amazing news. Let's go. Yeah, no, let's hope it gets picked. Yeah, no, One Trick Pony Never is awesome. Like Replica is an amazing album. What's the album called? Like Zones About People or something like that. That's a really good album too.
What are we talking about?
One Trick Pony Never is awesome. I never finished listening to his new album that came out last year. But I remember what I listened to from him that was pretty good too. And so yeah, Disney's is beautiful. Yep. What do you think that Apple Able collab could be? Yeah, the Apple Vision Pro, I believe that's what it's going to be with. I'm not sure, honestly. I don't really know much with the Apple Vision Pro, in all honesty. And so I'm not entirely sure. It could be really cool though. I'm thinking it might be something kind of similar to the animated teasers we got, but like in a virtual sort of like reality kind of aesthetic and stuff like that, you know. Perhaps that would actually be super sick. And so it could be kind of something similar to what Childish Gambino did for Awaken My Love of like the 45 RPM vinyl box set, which I still own that box set. I love that box set. Where it had some like visual components to it with like these like animations to certain songs. So maybe something like that. And so yeah, how do you have Gender Sega Barry Kogan up? I'm with you. I'm surprised.
Yeah, like exactly this. Like this especially.
Yeah, like especially after like Saltburn and you know dating You're like Barry's popping up, Jenna Ortega, like Beetlejuice I just saw. I liked that film a decent amount. You know,
good.
I like Jenna Ortega a lot, you know, so and so
like that alone, all you had to say was Jenna Ortega, and it's like, what? How has nobody picked this up?
Yeah, no,
so I legitimately think it has to be something where it's like, well, we just want to make sure it's not like The Idol, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a bad film, I mean, like it's bad, you know, something we can do to sort of, you know, if it's bad, it's bad. But like, I still want to see it. I mean, I still want to see it. You know, I mean, like, I think it's worth releasing, even if it's bad. I mean,
yeah,
I have faith it's good. Honestly, I do. I like Trader Souls too much. So, the cast is so good. Jim Carrey feel like is a villain in Dawn FM. In Dawn FM intro, a voice talks over him, telling him able to free himself, and Jim Carrey's keeping him into the radio station. I never thought about it that way. That's actually a really interesting way of thinking about it.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. It's very like easy to just like continuing to listen to him, and he's like pulled out of it by the end.
That's actually a really decent way of thinking, a cool way of thinking about it. Myself, such a good song. Wanting to hear that. Since 2020 song, I need to make it. Oh, that's super sick! I love that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh my gosh! During Tonight Show, yeah, I was surprised too because he performed like the beginning of it, but like right when it's gonna cut to sort of like that like pre-chorus with like that build up, it cuts off and went into Faith. I remember. And I cannot wait to hear Hold Your Heart on the album because that beat drop from that little teaser was awesome. And so yeah, seemed brilliant. Yes. Hasn't sang Heart's Love. He seemed very emotional during it. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, no, because I did notice during that in Scared to Live that it definitely seemed like the most challenging part of the show for him. And so yeah. Let's see. Thanks for Tears for Sure, deep down. Song film inspired by Sonic Adventure 2.
Yes.
Yeah, let's see. So listen, is producing.
That
makes sense. That's
exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah,
Sam Levinson in particular. It's like
that makes sense. Yeah. So the financing or something. I think Live Nation's the one who funded it, so I'm not really sure. My only question is, I thought A24 was supposed to like release it, so I guess not.
That's what I heard too. And then I would assume that they either saw it and they didn't like it, or it was just one of those things where it's like, do we really want to latch on to another Sam Levinson project with what just happened with The Idol? So
yeah, that's true. That's totally true.
I think if he didn't have Sam Levinson, I think it honestly probably would have come out by now. So
yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. Yes. I've never really listened to Japanese city pop, but one of my close friends, when that album came out and when that time happened, he messaged me being like, Violet, this is awesome because he's a big fan of Japanese city pop. And so yeah, that's totally cool. I haven't seen Maxine still. I was a massive fan of Pearl and I really liked X a lot, but I still haven't seen Maxine. Did you like Maxine, Kevin?
I liked it. It's definitely the weakest of the three. I think it goes a bit off the rails in the third act, but it's pretty good. Mia Goth definitely holds it together well. It's well acted. There's some good moments. It gets really fucking campy, like more so than you're expecting in like the third act. And I don't know if it really works with the way the rest of the film was done, but it's all right. Like it's not the big showstopper conclusion I was hoping for. I don't think it's a complete disaster though. I don't think it's as bad as others have said. So I think it was at least a decent conclusion.
That's cool. I'll have to watch
it. Pearl is definitely like head and shoulders the best of the three.
Yeah, because I loved Pearl so much. I thought that film was brilliant. So I still got to see it. My opinion, I know he's bad people say, but still, yeah, it's not Pearl. I definitely got to see it.
Yeah,
like,
agreed.
Flames, I need to get more into Coldplay because my best friend is into Coldplay quite a bit. And their family are big fans of Coldplay. And I gotta get more into Coldplay. I'll check that out actually. So Kevin.
And if you're interested in hearing more about Maxine, not to plug my channel for a second, but I have a review of Maxine coming out very soon. So look forward to that.
Cool. Okay, I like it.
Yes, I filmed it back in July, but it's coming soon.
That's cool. Take it back to LA. Let's want to talk about it.
Oh yeah,
unbelievable.
So
just
good.
Just the I've been really wanting him to fully develop that song since an Instagram live stream where it debuted. Back in 2020, and just hearing it how fully evolved now, like the extra little layers of production, little twinkles and charms and magics of it, and like it's just like a moment for Abel. And I really just feel like I don't want to be by myself anymore. When Abel kind of talked about like his past music not really being fully, like in love with that kind of idea, but now he wants to be with somebody, like, kind of like settle down and like, away with like, somebody. And I just think that it's just such like a beautiful concept. And of course, like Escape from LA, take me back to LA. Obviously, of course, comes together in that kind of way too. I just think it's beautiful. And there's the imagery of it during the concert, like the blue lighting and like the clouds and stuff like that. And just like the way like it kind of starts a bit ominous and it just like goes in and comes out of nowhere during the performance. I thought was epic. Do you have anything to say about that song and performance, Kevin? Because I'm gonna wait to get fully into the songs like when the album actually drops. But do you have anything to say about that performance? Because I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm with you in saying that, like, we've heard that song since 2020, and the way that it's developed since then, I'm just really hoping that it's on this album. It's something that like he's been performing at a bunch of different concerts. He's kind of been flirting around with the song for a while. Like, I really hope that this is where we get to see like the full conceptualized version of Take Me Back to LA. It seems like something he's like really excited about. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I just love just like the aesthetics during that song. And one thing too, I want to finish though about the stage design is I love like the use of lighting. It's so much more like intense than before. And I also like during blinding lights, instead of the lights going up in the sky, they were lighting up on the church building and stuff like that.
Cool.
I thought that was just so cool. My favorite part of the show was when he was on the cross though, actually. I thought that was like really, really cool. And so yeah, a fun fact, and the song After Me and the spoken words on my shoulder doesn't understand we're all alone. That was St. Paul sang the vocals. That is that's actually I actually did not realize that was actually Tame Impala. I knew that Tame Impala was on that song. But I didn't know that like with production. I didn't know they actually sang those vocals. That's actually really, really cool to know. Thank you for like telling us that. Repeat After Me is such a good song. And when he did that live tonight, I was like, heck yes, dude. I just do you like Repeat After Me, Kevin? I feel like nobody really talks about that song too much, at least from what I've seen. I mean, I know it's an interlude.
Honestly, it's not one I've gone back to that much, but I do remember liking it.
That's cool. Also, good visuals in his eye in the background. Why isn't him in the church? It's almost like he was on the other side and woke up and seeing the Weeknd perform. That is actually a really good question. I'm not entirely sure. It might be something that I'm not really sure. There is like so much. I feel like visually, that I feel like the whole album, we can fully like kind of understand it more. Than the only way I can think about it now is like it begins talking about like the first song was like that crowd song where he's talking about like like saying like the talking to the crowd, like speaking to the crowd, and like sort of like like processing like trauma involved with like like performing and stuff like that. And maybe he's like his way of like processing is like going back to like to the church and like waking up and like a sort of like spiritual kind of like awakening rebirth kind of way and stuff like that. That's something I can think of in terms of like a generalization. Do you have any thoughts on that, Kevin?
I think you pretty much explained it better than I could. So,
I'm waiting for my stuff to take about for a long time. I know I'm sure it's on the album. I love the lyrics, very vulnerable. Macaulay. Yeah, I would say it's like one of those most vulnerable songs. A lot of the lyrics on it, especially like I don't like to scream and stuff like that. Like I was like this is very, very just honest and like because Abel said as advice to artists have said before, like you said, he always says like you have to be as like honest as you can in your music and as authentic, and like he's doing that like to the most like just even beyond what he's done in the past. And like I just like I think it's just really inspiring, and artistically I think it's just amazing. I got thoughts. Performances, it's the best concert I think he's ever done, honestly. Just the crowd and the energy of it and the spectacle of it, and just like the way the things flow, and there's like a few like there's like one or two like medleys throughout it, and it's just like absolutely just like fantastic. Do you think Jim Carrey will return even a small snippet? I personally don't think so. But that would be cool actually.
I think they did all they. I think they explored everything they could with it on FM. I don't think it would make sense to have them come back. It'd be cool, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Let me see what other songs we haven't talked about yet. I believe I think we've talked about all the songs that are not like are from this new era that were part. I believe we talked about all of them.
Oh, the only one we didn't talk about, let me find it. What the hell is it called? The one that was in the other, not Unprepared Certainty, but the other one he released. I don't think we talked about that song.
Runaway?
Yeah, did we talk about Runaway?
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that song is beautiful. I can't wait to hear the whole studio version of that. In the South, yes, Kiss on FM. That would actually be kind of interesting. That's actually a really good idea. That actually would be pretty cool. Estimate for the track length for the album. From right now, I'm not entirely sure, honestly. I think it might be the shortest one out of all of them, but I'm not entirely sure, honestly. I do like longer albums usually, but I guess we'll see how long it is. And so yeah, like let me.
Did we talk about regular?
Oh, talking about what?
Regular.
Let me. Oh, that's the one song we did not talk about. Wait, maybe that's a name for "Hold Your Heart." Actually, because I'm pretty sure that's "Hold Your Heart." Because I'm pretty sure he did that, right? And then it cut off before the pre-chorus and went to Faith, right? Unless I'm imagining something, yeah. So because I saw that and was like, oh yeah, but I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure it's "Hold Your Heart," yeah. So unless I'm maybe I'm just like tired.
Yeah, I think if we talked about any of the other ones that he did, we'd just be kind of regurgitating the same things that we said in the SoFi one, or like when we saw him. But it was really cool to hear like Less Than Zero again, Blinding Lights. I mean, I said this to Violet. I think anytime he does a concert now, that's going to be the song he ends with. And I feel like that's like the perfect way to.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Because he started doing like Tears in the Rain and like an encore with like Popular and like In Your Eyes and
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that was.
If he ever pulls out Angel, I will.
Oh my God!
I will ascend. I will ascend, Violet.
Yeah, that would be yeah. Shout out to that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is a super random fun fact about me, but I legally changed my name a few months ago. My middle name is Angel. So shout out to that. There was an Instagram study on Gable. Yes, the Harmony, was it Harmony Korine who did that? For like, I believe it was.
Pretty sure.
Yes.
Which I still need to watch fucking Aggro Drift.
I need to watch that too. No, I need to see the new film he has with the Burial score. That's what I need to hear.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I saw the new pressing for Untrue was coming out for like the anniversary on like a clear vinyl. I saw that on Bandcamp. I was like, that looks really, really cool. New narrator, so maybe it'll be his mother. That would be beautiful. That would be really cool. All the album's themes. We're stuck in a loophole. Is Dawn FM until how we're old? How do we work the cycle? Was ever explained? I think it's more so just like coming like to the light and coming out of it, you know, when like how you yourself like it's really up to like the listener, you know, in terms of like how they're coming and with Able though, in terms of conceptually, I mean, I think it's a bit different now because of what, you know, happened at SoFi Stadium and like clearly how like much that changed him and like, you know, like a lot of like how he feels about life and stuff like that. And so I think it's just about just like having like a key like a key moment that you're like, oh, okay, like we're in like the new beginning, you know? So
I've always seen it, Dawn FM, is like, it's like you're repressing your feelings and the end is like releasing it.
Yeah, no, I just need to grab a tissue quickly. I have, this is very random. I got COVID for the third time recently. I've been negative for like a week now, but I'm still having a runny nose.
That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say, Kevin, while I take care of this?
I probably should be going shortly. Because I have to wake up in about.
That's a really good point. I didn't realize you're still on here.
4.5 hours.
Oh my gosh. Is there anything else you want to say about the show then?
Yeah, all around, like I said, I think this was a lot of fun. I really like the way it was put together. I think the way that he was able to incorporate the new songs, but maybe not give us the full version, be more of like a little snippet, a little preview of what we're going to see moving forward. I think he did a great job with that. The way he incorporated the old stuff was good. I still don't really understand why we need to hear the Travis Scott song, but other than that, I really...
Because that song is like legendary live, I guess. So yeah.
Sure, but it just didn't fit. Other than that,
I'm with you.
Yeah, I thought it was really well put together. I really liked the set design. I really liked the different choices he did. I liked the, you know, I like the way he incorporated, like I said, like the spirits from like the previous concert. That was a good way of blending the old and the new, but also having this much more like sort of gothic and intense vibe that like After Hours Till Dawn did. And so all around, it was a really great experience. I'm just really excited to to hear this album. I really hope that the November 1st rumor is true, because sooner than later is the way I look at it right now. I hope we get it sooner, and it's not actually coming out in 6 months like the vinyl said. So.
Oh my gosh, that'd be hilarious. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to get going, I mean, thank you for staying on here. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, I will probably just talk to people in the chat from now on, I guess.
Yeah, for the right time. But hope you all enjoyed this. If you want to check out my channel, this being live stream on there. I have a lot of movie reviews, a lot of TV reviews. If you watch Big Brother, I do weekly reviews of that. So look forward to that. I'm going to be doing reviews of The Penguin and Agatha All Along when those come out as well. So look forward to those. Lots of good stuff.
Well, wait, when does The Penguin come out? Next week?
End of September.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to watch that, yeah.
And then Agatha All Along is the same exact week. So
interesting. I'll watch probably both of those.
Yeah. And Beetlejuice review. We mentioned that's coming very soon. So look forward to those. And always a fun time. And thank you for having me as always.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Alrighty. I'll see you later.
All right, bye.
Alrighty, cool. Alrighty. It's just me, everybody. So I'll just talk to you on the chat for a little bit. Because I do have a lot more things to respond to. Question for me: do you thoughts on Abel's unreleased album, The Noise EP? If you haven't listened to it, it's a 10 before the Balloons demo album. I have never heard The Noise EP. I've heard Birthday Suit, and I think the song Do It. I think that's what the song's called. I've heard those 2 songs, but I've never heard anything else from The Noise EP. I've never listened to it. There's just something about that project that I never got around to listening to it. And I don't know why. Maybe it's just because like with leaks and stuff like that, I'm just very not like crazy about it. So maybe that's why. But I mean, I've heard Birthday Suit and Do It, because Do It was a song that Abel released like as Abel, if people know anything about that. And so yeah, and Birthday Suit I heard on Memento Mori one time, I remember. But I maybe at some point I should check it out. So yeah. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it, because I do have to hear the noise at some point probably. I think he could possibly split the album into 2 sections. That's this, because he already sang so many new songs. If one disc, he would have just some of the songs. That is actually a good idea actually, and it's like a good theory in general. Because he did sing quite a few songs. But Kevin said something that was really good too, is that he did do a really good job at performing like the full things of some songs, or like some songs like Hold Your Heart, for example, like not the full thing. So I feel like there's still a decent amount of mystery for the project. And so yeah, I think beginning of this album, some sort of transition, I'll answer that. Talking about the Dawn FM question that we got, how he breaks through the loop. Thank you all so much for your comments. I really appreciate it. The fact that during Tilly the Scream is a graphic of Pool of Souls, every Oko that was only after us stomping, I got crazy visibles on the screen. Interesting. I didn't notice that actually. That's actually a really good point actually. Interesting, because the whole album is kind of about like saving his soul and stuff like that. That's actually a really good a point actually. Gonna be heading out. It's late for me. Everyone stay safe. God bless. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll probably wrap this up in the next few minutes. Just because I do also have to get to bed at some point too, and take all this makeup off and stuff also still. And so yeah. Do you think that Afterlife at an range terrifying as Jim Carrey, someone was trying to bait? Because I think the number he says to call are different. The number to call, I don't know what the purpose of the number, like what specifically that number was used for, because when people tried to call it ended up just just saying like your phone number out loud. I remember like Anthony Fantano had a pretty funny thing happen with that. And so yeah. I'm not really sure. How many credit promo for? Yes, if you go to, is it the Edgelord company that? Let me try to look this up. If you go to the 032C website, this came out back in June. It was like an interview they did, but it had like this like interesting use of AI, where like they used AI to have like a younger version of Abel and like talk to current Abel. It was interesting. But Harmony Korine did all like the visuals for that interview. and stuff like that. And so yeah. Anything else that's safe for me? Sorry, I responded. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little tired of myself, I guess. Good point might be a Russell album like Damn by Kendrick. That would be interesting. Yeah, Damn by Kendrick Morris. I'm a fan of Kendrick in general, but Damn is so good. Damn, I have the CD for Damn Clockers Edition. Shout out to Damn Clockers Edition. When do you think he really struck a level? I think that will probably stay as like a SoundCloud only thing. I think honestly, unfortunately, I would love that on streaming though. That would be so good. I love that version that he did of that. I was like, I can be a fan of 2020 when it first came out. Except After Hours 2020, just like God, that album just like made 2020 so much more like bearable. God, oh gosh. Let me see this. I saw a leaked sheet of the set list. There were footnotes next to the name saying to change the keynote of the song by one note. So stuff. I have picture. Oh, that's actually really interesting. Yeah, no, I will have to look into that. Oh, sorry. In the Let's End It All song visuals, I was able to look at some sort of burning building. Interesting. I think you really want to see it. Yeah, it is an interesting interview. And there's a lot of really cool photos and stuff in that interview also that Harmony Korine did. So yeah, well, with the set list, that's actually really interesting. Interesting. Maybe it's for like the specific like live performances, maybe to help like transition or do like a medley kind of thing, perhaps. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I'll have to look into that actually. Thank you for letting me know about that. That's actually really cool. Alrighty. Just because it is getting late and this is also streaming on Kevin's channel at the same time, I'm probably gonna wrap this up in the next like few minutes. If there's any last minute things that people want to say, please feel free to go ahead and just let me know. If not, I will probably wrap this up in the next like few minutes or so. I found the leak sheet in the Weeknd's Discord if you want to try and find it. Thank you. I will. Let me go on Twitter and see if I can find it. Let me see. I've barely even gone on to Twitter since this show happened. Also, quickly, the drone lights at the end. That's the only other thing I think we didn't really touch upon. Is at the end with the drone lights with Herb tomorrow, because we talked about like a tiny bit. But I really liked that. Like there was like some like build up to it and like that tension building up, and then that Herb tomorrow. I thought that was actually a pretty cool like way of like promoting the album and stuff like that. Just because I was just on Twitter and I just saw something quickly about that. And so yeah. It's in the Herb. Thank you. I will have to look into that. Thanks so much for your time, for reading my comments. Much love. Have a good night. You have a good night too. Thank you. Yeah, I think I will wrap this up now then, actually. But yeah, awesome. Thank you all. Thank you all so much for watching this. Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like the album cover. I think it has more meaning to it. What's your opinion? I love the album cover. I think it's brilliant. This will be the last question I answer for tonight. Then I will wrap this up. I love it. I think it's absolutely incredible because when you think of how Abel started off as sort of this like mysterious like figure, when House of Balloons came out on Thursday, and then he kind of revealed a fish because he had some like photos of himself and some of the promotion for House of Balloons on Thursday, but it was around that time where he fully like revealed who he was. And he started off kind of as like mysterious, and like he kind of was slowly been growing his brand, having like like portraits or images of himself like on all of his projects since then, after Echoes of Silence, of course. And like Trilogy, the cover was quite literally like like having like the disco for Rolling Stone, like that, having like a photo of it, himself taken, and like like that building of the brand and the stardom beginning in that kind of way. And just like the progression of all of those ideas with each album and like the unique success of that album, but now focusing specifically on the trilogy with After Hours, Not FM, and Hurry Up Tomorrow. You start with After Hours, has this very like grisly, like intense kind of like aesthetic, and like the colors of it are very like giallo themed and stuff like that. Then Dawn FM, is this very like hollow, like black, like striking like image of like an older Abel, and like this like decaying, dying Abel. Who's about to be like kind of like reborn and stuff like that. And now we have this one where it's kind of stripped back, and he's going through that process of like like enlightenment and like becoming like who he really is and stuff like that, and like being reborn. And it's in like a very like intimate portrait of like a very like big close up, and it's like him in just like a tank top, it looks like, and I love it. The album title, I do like it. And so yeah, the album cover, I love the cover to that a lot. I think it might be my favorite cover he's done, honestly, when it's all said and done. Just because of like the meaning of it and like the emotionalness of it, of just like stripping it down, like just like the deconstruction of like him as an artist. I think it's just so just like amazing. And so yeah, so I think I'll wrap it up here, just because again, this is streaming on Kevin's channel and it is getting kind of late. But thank you all so much for watching this. I was not expecting so many people to watch this. Thank you all so much. The support on my videos recently has really meant a lot. Genuinely, I just really genuinely, when I started making videos again, like, constantly, or like, I guess not constantly because I have taken some breaks, but, like, I guess like somewhat regularly, in like the very beginning of the winter last year, I was always really just like unsure, when I started doing more weekend stuff, how it was fully going to go, just because things are very like, like different, nowadays. In terms of just like my content, how I like present myself, and and some pretty obvious differences. It's just like the support is just like, it's just really still been there, and I just want to thank you all so much for just making me feel safe, and just like that like I have like like a place like in this community, and just thank you all so much. Like, y'all are amazing, and just genuinely thank you. And so yeah, so I think I'll wrap this up here now. But thank you all again so much for watching. Yeah, and if anyone hasn't seen it, also I did do a reaction to the show. I literally have not watched back any of the footage. I literally put it all together in an iMovie because DaVinci Resolve, it was just taking way too long to edit in there. And so I put it onto iMovie and I uploaded it after doing some tweaks to the aspect ratio and the transitions and stuff like that. I'll have to go check it out now. But there's a reaction to that, to the show also, besides this live stream. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope everybody takes care and has a good night, and they stay safe, and the same to their friends and family, and just hope everybody's just doing well. And yeah, I will see you all again for more videos soon in the future. So thank you again for watching, and have the video streaming, everybody. All right, thank you guys. Bye. All righty. Thank you all. All right, I forgot that StreamYard has the thing where you have to press end stream 2 times. So I will say one more time to have a definitive ending. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care. All right, bye, everybody.